that was going on? While I'm talking to you mothers and fathers, he said, I give you one more assurance. I've said this before and I shall say it again and again and again. Your boys are not going to be sent into any foreign wars. Roosevelt is preparing the Japanese to attack at Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. And while he is preparing that, he is telling the American people, your boys will never fight in a foreign war. You know what that's called? That's a lie. Franklin Roosevelt was lying through the skin of his teeth because his Jesuit masters told him to lie to the American people to bring us into World War II. And the mechanism that was used to bring America into this war was a terrorist attack at Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. And the next day, or even maybe it was that day, but Franklin Roosevelt went to Congress, and before Congress and all the American people, he said, this is a day that will live in infamy. You remember that speech? You've heard that. I used to send chills down my spine because I'm thinking, oh, to save the world for freedom. And all that time, Franklin Roosevelt was planning. He was planning that. And what did he tell America for why they had to go to war to fight those Axis powers of Japan and Germany and Italy? Why? To make the world safe for democracy, for freedom. Same lie of Woodrow Wilson. Save freedom and democracy. This same man who was giving this line to the American people 3 years later went to a place called Yalta and agreed with Winnie Churchill and Joseph Stalin of Russia on how the world was to be divided up after World War II. So Franklin Roosevelt saving the world for freedom? He was lying by the skin of his teeth. And so there's two wars outlined by Jesuit Albert Pike. Two presidents, two wars, two terrorist attacks, and two lies. And Albert Pike said there'd be one more. He said there'd be a third world war. He said it was planned to spread worldwide, which would give the indication that it would not start off in the beginning as a world war. It would start off as a local conflict, maybe in one particular area, but it would then spread. World War III, between the Zionists and the Arabs. Who do you think this third president is right here? His name is George Bush. World War III. And what would be the terrorist attack that would make Americans think they would have to go to far-off places like Afghanistan and